Welcome to the channel. I'm Kay, and also welcome to the 1-year birthday of the Seasonally Inappropriate series. I actually had not realized that it's been a whole year since I started this series, which is kind of wild. Now, if I'm new to your feed and you're new to my channel and we're like new to each other, then I did start this series on April 9th of last year. It really just started off of sheer frustration with specifically the spring color palette. Shout out to Spring for igniting my very public YouTube rebellion against seasonal nail polish. This series was really just intended to inspire the Seasonally Inappropriate fam with nail polishes that go against the rules. For clarification, this is where we're feral. This is where we're savages. This is where we're lawless, and we do not want nature imposing its seasonal rules on us. So let's get into this spring rescue mission. And I mean, for those of you who are like already squirming, you may want to head out and not watch the whole video. But for those of you who are against seasonal color trends, let's get inappropriate. Gates of Hell by Mooncat. The spring rescue mission starts off strong with a polish that has both the name and the look to ward off those pastel colors trying to invade your nails. So what we have here is a multi-chrome base that shifts from black to red, and we also get a really nice gift of micro hollow glitter scattered throughout. Now, Gates of Hell has really good opacity, as you might have seen, but it's still not a one coat. It is gonna need 2 coats if it's gonna be a worthy opponent against March, April, and May, so do plan for that. Now take a look here. You're probably noticing this end result that really looks like a deep berry purple-ish color. The black to red shift isn't really super obvious as it is with other black to red multichromes in my collection, at least, but that's exactly what I personally like about this one. It looks very vampy, which makes for a really great inappropriate recommendation. Wherever You Dwell by Polished for Days. This next anti-spring activist has one of the more interesting color contrasts in my stash, so let's take a moment to break that down. Now, real quick, because of the angles in both my lighting and my hand, right away what you're gonna notice is the base color, which is a deep, smoky, kind of like blurple-ish color that holds shimmers which appear in gold, orange, and even green tones at certain angles, even though you can clearly see the base here because of my angles, right? In person, what you see head on is that intense shimmer that almost looks like an antique gold. You do get hints of that base color, but the shimmer is really the star of the show here and what will take over your nail. After 2 coats, you'll end up with this predominantly autumn look, mainly because of those shimmery golden tones that, in my opinion, lack all of that airy, dainty, fresh rebirth energy that spring wishes it could impose on us. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice by Night Owl Lacquer. My next rescue technique involves the help of the ghost with the most, so this is a really fun one that was released on a Little Box of Horrors September 2024 event. Now it's filled with an inappropriate concoction of black reflective glitter, purple metallic flakies, and we also have multi-chrome flakies that shift in a variety of green and blue colors, leaving 0 traces of spring spring in your memory. So being that these components are held in a clear base, you would think that multiple coats are needed to get full coverage, but that's not really the case. 2 coats was enough for my medium length nails, and it may also be easy to assume that because this polish is so packed with flaky elements that it could be chunky, but it is surprisingly smooth, which gives us an end result that is super sparkly, but not in a shimmery spring kind of way. I do also want to add a picture here of the reflective action. Since this lighting isn't triggering that effect, it honestly doesn't even look that much different. I do feel like the reflective element is not as strong as it is in other reflective polishes, but that doesn't take away from the inappropriate element, which is really the only thing that counts today. Truffle by ILMP. Truffle was a part of the campground collection released last year, but the camping trip that we're going on today is not on a breezy, insect and pollen filled spring day. No. Think mid-October. It's 10 p.m. and owls are hooting in the background. We have a small fire going on with friends and s'mores, and to your delight, you suddenly realize that everyone is wearing truffle as a manicure. Weird, but these are the daydreams that are gonna repel spring from your nail rack, so stay with me. Truffle is a deep, rich shade that stands right in between black and brown. Now, when it comes to opacity, it's fair, it's definitely okay, but it is gonna need at least 2 coats in my experience to reach that full coverage color that opposes spring in just the right way. Now, I feel like this one is for those who aren't looking for a funky, spicy option. This one's quite simple and easygoing, but still packed with the inappropriate factor. Pipe Dream by Cirque Colors. So after our little daydream with Truffle, we move on to Pipe Dream, who is coming through in support of this rescue mission. Now, this polish was released in Cirque Colors' Delusion collection, which just so happens to fit right into the theme of this video, in which we're priding ourselves in being seasonally delusional. So Pipe Dream is a magnetic formula, and I'll be swatching it in 3 different ways. So let's break this down. Pipe Dream has a pretty deep and dark purple base that contains multi-chrome magnetic pigment that shifts into green, mint, and gold colors. Now here it's shown unmagnetized in the 3 coats. You can clearly see that magnetic pigment evenly spread out across the nail, with the predominant color being somewhat of a limeish green tone. Moving on to the velvet effect, I am using a horseshoe cat hair magnet for this one, and soon you'll notice a super visible transformation here in that the look has now gained dimension, right? It looks like my nail is a bottomless pit of nail polish. You shift it in one way and you see the deepness of the purple base, and then you shift it in the other way and there's that flash of the multi-chrome pigment. It is so cool. Now lastly, the cat eye effect, in which the placement of the magnet summons all of that magnetic pigment onto a straight line across the nail, which basically reveals the base color while at the same time it highlights the multi-chrome colors in the center or across the nail depending on how you placed your magnet. Now I do love how magnetics are a little bit more complex than other finishes, and also a little bit more dynamic, because it's almost like having at least 3 polishes in one. So Pipe Dream essentially gifts us 3 inappropriate looks for this spring. Sheer Tint Nightshade by Emily Damali. With sheer tint nightshade, we have a simple, uncomplicated combination that meets all of the expectations for this video. So we are starting off with a black tinted jelly base that contains these beautiful royal blue flakies that appear to be multichrome because they do shift into purple tones and even into coppery tones, at least in the bottle. Now the sizes of those flakies are quite irregular. I'm seeing really big particles, but also very small ones scattered across the nail. Keep in mind that because of the sheerness of this jelly base, you will have to prepare for multiple coats. And so far, the formula has been great to work with. It's very smooth and has all the great characteristics of a good jelly formula, being self-leveling and looking perfectly smooth across the nail plate. So I do think this one would work great as a topper as well. TLDL, the 2025 Spring Rescue Mission has concluded with the help of these 6 anti-spring activists who are on different ranges of the inappropriate spectrum. I feel like we have some extreme ones and then some that are a bit more mild, just in case you're starting off on your seasonal rebellion journey. And if you are looking for more inappropriate options for spring, you can always check out the 2024 spring edition on my channel while I begin preparing for the summer rescue mission. As always, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you on the next one, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching so much. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.